We are Southern Colorado.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Fox 21 Local News at 9. I'm Austin Sack.
Austin, what's going on out there?
Scott and Rachel, start your engines because it's race day here in Southern Colorado. As you said, we're here at the Down to Earth Ascent event at the beautiful Pikes Peak International Raceway. Now, happening right behind me, these drivers are getting their first feel of the state-of-the-art racetrack. I'm here on Manitou Avenue, what many consider the main street of the city. Coming next year, this street will be among one of the first locations in Manitou Springs with automated speed enforcement cameras, so consider this your warning. Yeehaw! Scott, the Whiskey Rose is officially open for a boot stomping good time right here in Colorado Springs. There we go, he's moving now. We're grooving. Whiskey Rose in Colorado Springs. You can come here Wednesday through Sunday. It's all kicking started here. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Austin Sack, Fox 21 News. Scott,
Right,
you think you could do better? We are here with two of the biggest Denver Broncos fans, so welcome to Broncos Country. Now, watching all the love that went into making this pizza, you know we had to try it for ourselves, so here it is, a Slice 420 Thanksgiving pizza. Let's give it a go. Now that's what I'm thankful for this year. The recent rain we've been getting seems like it will help make wildfires less severe, but experts say that's not the case. Grassland fires are becoming a bigger problem in Colorado and across the country. Colorado Parks and Wildlife Rangers were on high alert this weekend, patrolling Lake Pueblo State Park. We are Southern Colorado, and thousands from around the country made their way to the Broadmoor's East Course to watch the final round of the U.S. Senior Open today. Fox 21's Hunter Phipps was there talking with some of the fans about what they will remember from this experience. For the full list of places hosting fireworks shows across Southern Colorado, check out our website, fox21news.com. Of course, that's a look at some of the shows across Southern Colorado. Here's meteorologist Nick Temple. We're curious if the weather might dampen some of those plans.
There is a slight chance.
Don't say that, Nick. But that we do have other options, other ways to celebrate.
We'll have the natural fireworks in the sky.
Okay, the lightning.
The lightning.
I get you. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, Fox 21!
That's right, Southern Colorado, we did it. Fox 21's Rachel Sauer and I trotted away with the first place trophy, and just look at this beauty. To be honest, it's pretty heavy as well. Here at the RP Lee Youth Center on Peterson Space Force Base, you'll find many books, but one that sticks out from the shelf is written by a student for students.
Guess what grade I'm in?
While most high schoolers spend their summer hanging out with friends or working a part-time job, 17-year-old Samuel Miller is reading his self-published book, From Bully to Friend, at youth centers across the region.
It was the first day of school and the bell had just rung. Miss Caroline introduced herself to the new class.
Samuel's dad, Colonel Seth Miller, is finishing up his military retirement assignment in Colorado Springs, but for several years they spent time in Germany, where Samuel grew up.
Oftentimes people say thank you for your service, and I do appreciate that, I really do, but oftentimes I think in my mind, I don't say this, but I often think, well, who you really need to thank for their services, my kids, my wife. You know, in the military, we are expected to serve, you know, but oftentimes people don't realize the sacrifice of families.
Samuel wrote his book in 9th grade as a class assignment, but the inspiration came from his time spent overseas.
I didn't know the language and I didn't know much of the culture. So because we were outsiders and I feel like people didn't really understand us, I was bullied. At the very end of our experience there, I actually was able to befriend a bunch of the people who at first treated me hostilely. But ultimately I was able to come out of that experience with a bunch of lessons, all of which are in my book.
Samuel had some help. His friends illustrated the book and his family helped him publish it.
This was the beginning of a new friendship.
The book's message: treat others the way you want to be treated.
And my parents, they always reminded me that, you know, what people say or what people think about you does not define you.
It's a message Samuel carries with him every day, but he also wants to help others who don't have a voice. This summer, Samuel is also interning with the Equal Justice Initiative, a nonprofit organization based in Alabama, providing legal representation to prisoners who may have been wrongfully convicted.
I read the book Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson, and I fell in love with EJI's work and the accomplishments of Mr. Stevenson. And from that point, I knew that I wanted to do something similar with my life.
If you would like to pick up your own copy From Bully to Friend, head to fox21news.com. Sideshow events have become a repeated problem in Colorado Springs. These illegal gatherings, where people perform dangerous driving stunts like street racing, drifting, and doing donuts, is attracting larger and more dangerous crowds. Not only do police say it disrupts traffic, it puts innocent lives at risk. Right now we're on the southeast part of the city near the Colorado Springs airport. Give or take, there has to be at least 50 cars out here kind of circling around this parking lot whereby local businesses. Every once in a while we'll see a couple of cars take off into the middle of their circle. They're doing high-speed donuts, burnouts. We've seen several fireworks pop off here in the matter of minutes since we've been here. The first location we went to about 5 minutes ago by Bubba's off of Powers was busted by local law enforcement. Police, fire trucks were all there clearing the scene out. In a matter of minutes, this group is back here doing the same activity again.
We have had reports of shots fired. We've had shootings. We've had fireworks. We've had reckless driving reported in these. So yeah, the potential for all types of illegal activity is definitely there.
Sergeant Eric Anderson leads the Colorado Springs Police Department's major crash team.
This is a nationwide issue or event, as you would look at it. I would say that, yeah, the Colorado Springs Police Department is definitely worried about it. It's something that, in my eyes, with what I do, there's a number of injuries that are definitely preventable. There's also a lot of damage to people's property, roadways, parking lots, all of that stuff that could very easily be damaged if we weren't partaking in this activity.
In high school, you know, you'd meet up with a bunch of friends and somebody'd have a nice car and we'd just kind of meet up, but the doing donuts and flying through the parking lot, and those are the things that really makes it dangerous.
Chris Hatton, owner of 3D Cigar, says it's not just a safety risk, it's also hurting the city's reputation.
It's the shooting off the fireworks, you're shooting guns, all the extra stuff above that. Like, if you eliminated that, we wouldn't have all these problems. You guys wouldn't get in trouble with the cops, and we would have a lot better look at this neighborhood, and more people would come and they'd reopen these businesses and revitalize the area. It's things like this keep us from doing those things.
Sergeant Anderson and his team are cracking down on this growing problem by targeting known hotspots and partnering with other agencies. CSPD is also targeting cars and drivers that repeatedly take part in these dangerous activities.
You could be charged with reckless driving. Those drivers who have hit and struck pedestrians could be looking at vehicular assault charges. You could be looking at careless driving, although because of the definition difference, it's more reckless than it is careless because it's more of an intentional act. If you're involved in one that ultimately winds up in a fatality, it could be a vehicular homicide case.
In 2023, 5 people were injured at a sideshow in Colorado Springs. A video posted online shows the SUV driving in reverse when it suddenly flipped, crushing passengers on one side before landing on the other. Police arrested the driver, 19-year-old Marisol Wentling, who pleaded guilty to vehicular assault, reckless endangerment, and careless driving resulting in injury. Wentling received a 5-day jail sentence, a deferred 4-year prison sentence, and 150 hours of community service.
It's absolutely one of those that shows it can happen to anyone, anywhere.
Sadly, her case is just one example of a much larger problem.
That was a prime example of somebody who showed up probably on that night thinking, I just want to have a little bit of fun. And it nearly turned into a tragedy 4 times over with kids hanging out of the windows.
CSPD officers working with the city attorney's office have already taken steps to remove repeat offenders from the streets. Through a 2023 ordinance, CSPD can impound vehicles and pursue criminal charges against drivers engaging in reckless and illegal behavior. Since it became active, 6 drivers have been arrested and 4 vehicles impounded.
I think we're doing an okay job at going out and trying to make our presence known and making our feelings known about this activity. In a perfect world, would I say we need to put as many officers as we can? Absolutely. It's just not a realistic fashion when you start talking about budgets and staffing and other needs there within the department.
For those still wanting to live in the fast lane, the message is clear. The streets of Colorado Springs are not a free-for-all.
People can look at these cars and enjoy these cars. You don't have to get involved in the spinning of donuts and the peel outs and all the rest of it where the dangerous activity starts occurring. Enjoy what you have, cherish what you have, but realize it can all be gone in a second.